on WOUB TV in Athens. This is Newswatch.
Many residents around the region will be back on the job hunt by the end of the week. Good evening, I'm Ann Jacob. Thanks for joining us. Holzer Health Systems is eliminating approximately 100 jobs. The organization announced they will be making the reduction at its locations in southern Ohio and western West Virginia. The layoffs will occur in mostly non-direct patient care positions. Employee notification began on Monday and will continue this week. Separation pay and outplacement services, including job placement assistance and career support, will be provided to all employees affected. Those who are affected in Athens County is yet to be known. The election is only a week away, but the Athens County Board of Elections is still in need of standby poll workers. Clay Benjamin has more on the process of becoming a worker.
It's fall in Athens. Leaves on the trees are changing, the winter air makes its comeback, and people are starting to prepare for the winter. It is also election season, and one of the biggest tasks is the training of poll workers.
They're going to put down another ballot. Say I come right back and I get.
First-time poll workers go through a 1-hour-long poll school to prepare for the 14-hour day.
It takes a lot of organization. Yeah, we have a good staff here, always have had, and everybody knows their job and they know what to do, and we just have to really be organized.
Of all the commotion surrounding Election Day, the thing constantly overlooked are the people on the front lines.
Poll workers have been around for years, and you can't do an election without poll workers.
Penny Brooks, who has been the Deputy Director of the Athens County Board of Elections for 42 years, has seen and trained her fair share of poll workers. Workers are in charge of organizing and the setting up of the polls, handing out and maintaining the secrecy of the ballots, and making sure they get back to the office. Workers earn $113.50 for the day, but there are plenty of reasons to become a poll worker.
Everybody has different reasons, but I think, it's just a good thing to know the process. And a lot of people don't realize the whole process and how it is fair, and that how your ballot is secret for you. And, you run your ballot. It makes it good to know the process and to be able to say, yes, I helped in this way. And I guess just to feel pride that you're in that process of doing it.
I think it's just being part of your country, part of your government. To me, it's like it's your civic duty.
With Election Day right around the corner, the county can always use more poll workers for upcoming elections.
You can come in and either talk to our office, or you can also go online, the Secretary of State website. There's a place on there you can link up, and it says if you want to be a poll worker.
So when you are heading to the polls on Tuesday, don't forget a thank you to the people who are making it all happen. For WOUB News, I'm Clay Benjamin.
Thanks, Clay. The Athens County Board of Elections will take standbys for Tuesday's election up until Monday night. And tune in to WOUB Tuesday night at 11 p.m. for all the election results. Two major changes coming up for GoodWorks Timothy House. The house will no longer provide shelter on an emergency basis. The shelter now requires people to call ahead and schedule a face-to-face meeting as part of the application process. Referrals are accepted from 8 a.m. to midnight. In addition, clients with substance abuse issues will only be accepted if they have committed to an addiction recovery program. The GoodWorks Timothy House provides shelter for people without homes in 9 southeast Ohio counties. Ohio University is re-evaluating the position of a program coordinator for its survivor advocacy group. This comes in the wake of former coordinator Delaney Anderson's departure earlier this month. Students are angry the university didn't post the job opening immediately following her departure. The university hasn't identified a current licensed advocate to fill in. Sherry Clark, Vice Provost for Diversity and Inclusion, emphasizes that the university is committed to providing confidential services to survivors. The Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Athens is looking for more mentors. Although average overall matches for the children doubled last year, BBBS of Athens County still has more than 50 at-risk children waiting to be matched with mentors in the program. Mentors spend around 4 to 6 hours a month with a child in need of emotional support. Mentors can be adults of all ages, and there is no income expectation for the mentors. Athens is gearing up for its annual block party this weekend. 2015 marks the 41st year of the annual celebration. 16 musical acts are set to perform on 2 separate stages. The North Stage will be located by Courtside Pizza, and the Locoween Stage will be located at the intersection of Court and Union Streets. Performances are set to begin at 6:30 p.m. and end around 1 p.m.
How's it going? I'm Josh Gregory with your Newswatch weather for today. And today we've got a chilly, rainy, dreary day outside, so make sure you're wearing those coats and you've got those umbrellas. Right now we're looking at 55 degrees is our temperature. Rainy, like I said, it's going to make it feel a little cooler, and if you add on the 8-mile-per-hour winds coming in from the east, it's just chilly outside. So 96% is the humidity, and 30.13 inches is our pressure. Now, if you look in the area, you'll see that a lot of these temperatures are consistent because this rain is affecting everywhere in our area. 54 degrees up in Columbus and Newark. New Lexington right at 50 with Marietta, and 55 in Athens, like I said. And as we dip down to Ironton, 56. So plan your day accordingly. It's just going to get cooler and it's going to continue raining. So keep those umbrellas handy. At 8 p.m., we've got 51 degrees, and that's just going to continue on until midnight. 51 still the temperature. Going to get a little cooler at 4 a.m. as we get 53. So, Ann, back to you.
A debate send-off rally for Ohio Governor John Kasich took place this afternoon in Westerville. Kasich is one of 10 candidates who will share the stage at the Wednesday evening GOP presidential debate. After an initial spike in interest this summer, the governor has fallen in national polls. Kasich was one of the last candidates to qualify for the debate. The debate is hosted by CNBC in Boulder, Colorado. An Ohio bill that seeks to avert an unintended tax increase on some small businesses is poised to see its final votes. The Ohio House was slated to consider the budget-correcting measure earlier this afternoon. The proposal also seeks to restore some money that schools lost in a tax change vetoed from a budget by Governor John Kasich. Schools affected by the lost tangible personal property tax reimbursement could see an estimated $44 million. West Virginia residents will see an increase in the cost of a benchmark insurance plan. According to federal officials, residents will see an increase of nearly 18%. The increase for 2016 coverage in West Virginia is higher than the average for the 37 states that are using the healthcare.gov website. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services said that premiums for the benchmark plan across all states relying on the federal exchange will increase by more than 7%. West Virginia is getting nearly $26 million to help residents heat their homes this winter. The money comes from the Low-Income Home and Energy Assistance Program. The program helps residents reduce their energy bills and pay for weather and energy-related home repairs. U.S. Senators Joe Manchin and Shelley Moore Capito announced the federal funding from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for children and families. Ohio Governor John Kasich has ruled out looking for alternative methods of execution. This while the state struggles to find supplies of legal injection drugs. Other methods considered including death by firing squad or hanging. Kasich says the state will wait to see how court cases over legal drugs are resolved. The governor has pushed executions back another year to 2017 as Ohio continues to look for lethal injection drugs. National mine fatalities have decreased in the past year. This comes from a report today by the Mine Safety and Health Administration. 25 deaths have occurred in the first 9 months of the year. That's 8 fewer deaths than last year. Those deaths were from 7 states, including Ohio and Virginia. MSHA Chief Joe Main says those numbers show a record low. And that's good news for former Patriot coal workers. They have begun applying for jobs with Blackhawk Mining. The Lexington, Kentucky-based Blackhawk will take over 6 of Patriot's mining complexes in West Virginia later this week. Blackhawk began the rehiring process on Monday at the Charleston Civic Center. Blackhawk Vice President Jesse Parrish says the company expects to rehire more than 1,000 former Patriot employees. John Boehner held what will likely be his last news conference before leaving Congress, why he used the mic to sell a bipartisan budget deal he helped broker with the White House. And a violent classroom confrontation between a cop and a high schooler in South Carolina is triggering outrage across the country. These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
I decided to do a planned gift because I want to ensure that PBS will be around for my grandchildren and hopefully great-grandchildren. I would hope that others, when doing their estate planning, would include their PBS station. My PBS station is part of my community. That's something I really value.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Video showing a school resource officer pulling a female student from her seat, then slamming her in front of the class, has the nation up in arms. A sheriff in the county is now requesting the FBI and U.S. Justice Department to conduct an independent investigation. A warning to our viewers, this story does have graphic content. Jason Carroll reports.
Okay, you're gonna come with me or am I gonna make you?
South Carolina school police officer Ben Fields, seen here, is on administrative leave this morning after his violent takedown of a high school student was caught on camera Monday afternoon. You can see the sheriff's deputy tossing a female student to the ground after she refused to get up from her desk, then throwing her across the classroom floor.
Hands behind your back. Give me your hands. Give me your hands.
We don't want everyone to rush to judgment, but we also feel that the video was very, very disturbing.
According to police, the Richland County student was asked to leave the classroom. When she refused, Fields was called in to arrest her for disturbing class. School officials say the video is, quote, extremely disturbing and has banned the deputy from all district schools pending an investigation. The Sheriff's Department, who's also looking into the matter, says it's still unclear what happened before the camera started rolling.
We'll have to look at this in its totality to understand exactly what happened. Is this a pattern? Is this something that he's done before?
The deputy has been the subject of 2 lawsuits in the last 10 years. In 2007, a couple claimed he used excessive force when questioning them about a noise complaint. The husband says Fields slammed him to the ground, cuffed him, and began kicking him. But the jury ruled in Fields' favor in 2010. In 2013, a student claimed Fields falsely accused the teen of being involved in a gang, the school expelling him. That lawsuit is ongoing.
When you see a video like what we've seen earlier today, it certainly alarms you and makes you a little bit afraid of what is actually happening within our schools.
The deputy has been working for the school district for 7 years and was recently awarded the Culture of Excellence Award in 2014 for proving to be what they say was an exceptional role model to the students.
The officer is now on paid administrative leave, but critics are demanding he be fired. The ongoing Speaker of the House of Representatives is offering a parting gift that has some Republicans riled up. It's a tentative plan that would fund the government until fund the government, until the spring of 2017. The man most likely to take over the House speakership may not be on board, and other GOP lawmakers say they want more time to review and weigh in on the agreement. Polo Sandoval reports from Washington.
Lawmakers struck the bipartisan budget deal late Monday as a way to avoid a looming fiscal crisis. The agreement proposes to raise domestic and defense spending by $80 billion. It also raises the national debt limit until March 2017. Outgoing House Speaker John Boehner, the man who helped broker the deal, stands by the agreement, saying it's for the good of all Americans.
The agreement isn't perfect by any means, but the alternative was a clean debt ceiling increase without any additional support for our troops and without any entitlement reforms.
But it doesn't seem to be enough for some of Boehner's fellow Republicans. They are fuming and complaining that the compromise gives way too much to their Democratic opponents. Even the man expected to take over Speaker Boehner's gavel is among the critics on Capitol Hill.
I think this process stinks. This is not the way to do the people's business. And under new management, we are not going to do the people's business this way.
Paul Ryan hasn't said if he'll actually support the deal tomorrow when lawmakers take it up for a vote. Many expect it to pass with ample support from Democrats despite the disagreements among GOP ranks. Reporting in Washington, I'm Polo Sandoval.
Speaker Boehner, an Ohio Republican, hopes to resolve the issue before he leaves his position at the end of October. And on Wall Street today, U.S. stocks slipped for the second day in a row with the combo of lowered oil prices. Here's a look at stocks of local interest.
Coming our way, those showers may even turn into thunderstorms, and we've also got a cool down coming later in the week. Stay tuned for my extended forecast for more.
I support one student in college with a scholarship. Just the way I want to pass on a legacy of education. I would like to pass PBS on to the next generation. I like to think that PBS is concerned with our soul. If your soul is in the right place, you're in giving back.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open. You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Back again with a look at weather, and it's 55 degrees right now, and it's going to feel a little cooler with that rain and 8-mile-per-hour winds coming in from the east, and that's something that's going to continue on throughout our area. 54 up in Columbus and Newark, and that's a cool temperature, and it's going to feel a lot cooler because of the rain. We get 56 down in Ironton. That's our highest temperature. Until we get to overnights, you'll see it dip down not too much because it's not going to get too much cooler. So 50 down up in New Lex, 51 here in Athens, 54 down in Ironton. And as we look into tomorrow, a lot warmer temperatures as we look into our southeastern part of our map, 71 in Ironton, 72 in Ripley, and 70s dipping into West Virginia. 54 degrees are high, and looking at our almanac, that's a little bit lower than the average, but our low is a lot higher than the average low. But look at this, 21 degrees as the low back in 1962. Can you imagine freezing temperatures right now? This rain would be snow, and that would be hard to deal with right now. So look at our national map. You'll see this high pressure system is going to push this storm system up into our area. So we're getting a little bit of that rain right now, but come tonight and Wednesday, you'll see this culprit right here. That's going to just make its way through Ohio, and that's where we're going to see some of our thunderstorms, and it's going to leave our area, but not for a couple of days, so it may be until Thursday until we finally see the rain go away. So 51 degrees is your temperature tonight. Not a whole lot cooler than now, but it's going to feel a lot cooler. So keep that umbrella handy. Make sure you've got those coats and gloves because it's going to be chilly. We've got mostly cloudy skies, winds coming into maybe about 10 miles per hour, so it's going to feel cool. 51 degrees, plan your day accordingly. It's not going to get much cooler, but that rain is going to continue on, so keep that umbrella handy with you all day tonight and all day tomorrow. And if we look at our bus stop, 54 degrees, and it's a rainy one, so cool temperatures. We've got that, rain, so keep that umbrella, and that's just something that's going to continue into tomorrow. 66 degrees, so keep a lookout. Plan your day accordingly. It's only going to get warmer, but it's only going to stay raining, so keep that umbrella when you get out to lunch in your afternoon. So looking at our extended forecast, it's going to get cooler, and then it's going to get warmer. But as it gets warmer, the rain starts to make its way back. So looking at plan your week accordingly to that. Now, over to sports with Nathan Wiseman.
Thanks, Josh. I'm Nathan. In sports, one of the most decorated soccer players of all time announced she will retire from the sport after 15 seasons on the national team. And with playoffs coming soon, we'll take a look at the OHSAA high school football rankings and break down Lane Little's record-setting performance. And stay tuned to WOUB tonight. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
My granddaughter is named June Elizabeth, but I call her Junebug. My hope is to teach her about kindness and about the love of animals and nature. I want Junebug to have the same opportunities I had by watching PBS. My husband and I feel so strongly about our PBS station that we've included them in our estate plan. PBS is part of our values, and we want to pass it on to the next generation.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything. Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Earlier this year, 35-year-old Abby Wambach raised her first Women's World Cup trophy. Today, she announced she will retire as a champion. Her 184 goals and 252 appearances for the United States makes her the all-time leading scorer in international play. She announced her decision following the U.S. women's team visit with President Obama to celebrate the World Cup victory. Wambach will conclude her 15-year career on the national team on December 16th against China in New Orleans. By no surprise, the Ohio women's basketball team has been voted by coaches to win the MAC regular season and MAC tournament. Senior guard Kiana Black and junior guard Kiera Lampkins were voted to the preseason All-MAC first team. Black played her way onto the first team last season, averaging 16 points and hitting a program record 103 pointers. Last season's team made the NCAA tournament for the third time in school history. A MAC tournament crown would be the Bobcats' first back-to-back NCAA tournament appearance in the program's history. Numerous quarterbacks have traveled to Memorial Field and put on dominant performances, but what Lane Little accomplished through the air last Friday will go down in Logan High School history. Gridiron Glory named Logan quarterback Lane Little the Player of the Week for Week 9, a well-deserved award for Little, who has now thrown for 27 touchdowns this season, breaking Patrick Engle's mark of 26 set back in 2009. He tore apart Gallia's defense, throwing for 259 yards and 5 touchdowns en route to a 48-13 victory over the Blue Devils. Standing at 7-2 and in the 9th spot in Division II Region 5, the Chieftains are currently on the outside looking in at a playoff spot. Heartbreak from the Cavaliers' final loss to the Golden State Warriors still looms, but LeBron James and the Cavaliers are channeling that emotion into motivation for his second season of Round 2 in Cleveland. The road to the finals begins tonight with a marquee game against the Bulls in Chicago. Cleveland enters this season as the clear favorites in the East as long as the injury bug straightens itself out. When LeBron averaged 35.8 points per game during the finals, he showed the limits of how far one player can really carry a team. LeBron will play tonight after receiving a back injection a few weeks ago. The bad news, Kyrie Irving is still healing from his postseason surgery. In the meantime, though, Mo Williams returns to Cleveland and he'll start at point. The good news, though, Kevin Love is back from shoulder surgery and should complement LeBron James a little bit more this season. Only one more week of high school football regular season play remains, and many of the teams in our area are vying for playoff spots. With the exception of Division I, the top 8 teams from each region will qualify for the playoffs. Tri-Valley moved up 2 spots and sit in the 6th place in their region. Jackson dropped from 1st to 4th in Division III Region 9, while Sheridan's position remained unchanged. Bloom Carroll dropped from 8th to 9th in Division IV Region 13, and Maysville fell from 10th to 6th. Trimble and Belpre dropped 1 spot in Division 7 Region 25, and Miller is still holding on to that final playoff spot despite their loss to Wahama last weekend. When it comes down to experience in this year's Fall Classic, the Royals have the clear edge. They were 90 feet away from tying Game 7 of last year's World Series before Madison Bumgarner and the Giants secured the final out. But experience doesn't always equal an advantage.
There's only 2 teams left. The whole world's watching, but I don't see having a huge experience advantage over those guys because, you know, it's the World Series. Anything can happen. You just go out and play.
The Royals will be running out Edison Volquez to try and stop David Murphy and the rest of the red-hot Mets. Murphy is looking to add on to his postseason record of 7 straight games with a home run. The Mets are countering with the Dark Knight, ace Matt Harvey, who is coming into the World Series with 4 earned runs and 16 strikeouts in his 2 postseason starts. First pitch is scheduled at 8:07 tonight. I'm Nathan Wiseman. That's it for sports. Back to you, Ann.
Thanks, Nathan. It's the tiniest wheelchair you're probably ever going to see, and that's for a guinea pig. Estella, the guinea pig, lives at the California Animal Sanctuary. She broke her back when a small child squeezed her a little too hard. She can't use the lower half of her body. The sanctuary organized a fundraiser via Facebook to construct a custom wheelchair for her. They say that Estella is enjoying life to the fullest.
Rain and chilly temperatures, that's our theme for tonight. 51 degrees, going to feel a little cooler with that rain, and 10-mile-per-hour winds coming in from the east, so bundle up. And that's something that's going to continue on to tomorrow. 66 degrees, rain still coming down, and so looking down in our extended, you'll see that's starting to continue. And as we get to Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week, rain will hit us again. So, Ann, back to you.
Thanks, Josh. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Ann Jacobs. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And you can remember to find the latest news anytime online at WOUB.org. Have a great night.
Decided to do a planned gift because I want to ensure that PBS will be around for my grandchildren and hopefully great-grandchildren. I would hope that others, when doing their estate planning, would include their PBS station. My PBS station is part of my community. That's something I really value.